I did go to the vet this morning.
Oh, did you have a checkup?
For his allergies, because I decided he's been in a cone for 4 weeks now, and it's not improving whatsoever.
Poor baby.
And like he has his dental appointment in like 2 weeks, and we're saving money for that. And so we're like, I was like, I need to do that first. I can't afford to do both things. Like if the allergies end up being hundreds. So she agreed. I like emailed the vet, and the new vet is like so nice. She's just the nicest person ever.
I
She
love
literally,
that for you.
it feels like my doctor. Like I'm like, oh, I found like a version of my doctor for the dogs. Like she literally talks to him, and he's like tilting his head, like looking, and she's like, we're gonna figure this out for you. And it's like, it's so cute. But we ended up deciding to do the Apoquel like pill, which is what a lot of people told me that they have to end up doing. So I have to go to the pharmacy to like get the prescription filled, but I feel hopeful that hopefully it'll make him feel better.
Yeah, that would be good.
But hopefully this fixes it and he will feel better, and then hopefully he can not have a cone anymore. It's so sad.
Yeah, I could never. I mean, Willow is so stubborn. I can't make her wear a cone or like shoes or anything like that.
Well, he definitely tries to get out every time he goes in the backyard. He like tries to take it off, which is why we lost it for a little, because I didn't notice that he took it back there and then hid it behind a bush.
That's so smart and funny. Dogs are so goofy like that.
Okay, well, welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devon.
I'm Brittany.
Today we are talking about friendship breakups.
Correct.
Based on an article.
There's this article from The Cut, and it's called Why are friendship breakups so brutal? And like they kind of talk about like sometimes it feels worse than a relationship breakup. So this article kind of talks about that.
One of the things right off the bat, I think it was like one of the first paragraphs that I was talking about this in, is it's such a much more private thing that people go through. And I'm like wondering, one of my questions was like, is it kind of embarrassing to go through a friendship breakup? Like, is that why like we don't talk about it as much? Like, I feel like when I've had friendship breakups in the past, like I felt like very embarrassed or like shameful or like, you know.
Yeah.
Because I almost think I'm like, okay, am I going to like shine light on like that I was a bad friend, or like to other friends?
Someone doesn't like me enough.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't like me enough to be my friend. I mean, having friends is already kind of a sensitive topic, because like if you have a lot of friends, you're cool, you're popular. If you don't, you feel like a loser. And then if people decide they don't want to be your friend anymore, we've kind of been taught since childhood that that's really shameful.
Mm-hmm. In like romantic relationships, it's easy to be like, oh, well, just fuck that guy, or like just like he wasn't great or whatever. But like in a friendship and in a relationship, it's mutual, but like it's harder to be like, oh, maybe I was not the greatest friend. Like that is what feels embarrassing, probably.
Yeah. And in the article, she, like Brittany was saying, talks about how like when you break up with someone, all of your support system comes to comfort you. Like people will bring you dinner or take you out to distract you or like bring you ice cream. But with a friendship breakup, it is kind of like silent and alone.
Yeah. And I also think too, because it's like something that happens like usually over a period of time versus like a break. I mean, sometimes breakups happen over a period of time, but usually like there is that like defining moment where like you guys have had a conversation and then you're like, you know, your friends are like throwing you like a, you know, breakup party or just like coming over to watch movies and like eat ice cream or something. But like with friendship breakups, usually it's like over like a longer period of time. And it's not something that's like so definitive for anybody. You're just kind of like, oh, you don't see that person anymore. And you're like, yeah, we just haven't really caught up in a long time.
Yeah, it just like fizzles out. And then in the article, one of like the writer is talking about how she still dreams about her friends, like has a reoccurring dream about these friends that she doesn't talk to anymore. And I do that too. Like my high school friends will appear in my dreams and they'll just be my friends back again. Like it'll be how it used to be or whatever. And then I wake up and I feel so bad. Like my high school friendship, it really just like fizzled out. We just slowly stopped talking to each other.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's no like definitive reason for why. And I could potentially be like, hey, like I could reach back out. It leaves the door open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To,
that's
like,
what's so weird about
reconnecting, but
relationships like that, because it's like, what do they think on their end, like, about it? Also, they said in the article that only 50% of your friends say that they're your friends from this study from 2016. Like, that's wild. That's a wild fact. Like, only 50% of the people you would say your friends would agree with you.
That's kind of
see,
crazy.
I don't have friends like that in my life, but
I mean, I would hope that I don't, but like maybe that is a thing. Like maybe you think, because I'm very like, I call a lot of people my friends who are acquaintances, probably.
Yeah.
And like if somebody was like, oh, she's just an acquaintance, I'd be like, oh.
especially in like college or high school, or like if you work a job with a lot of people in that kind of circumstance.
Yeah,
I
we're
do
like
think
out of that now, kind of.
I can't remember if it was Kate Bartlett or her friend like Greta made a video of like the first time your best friend calls you like your best friend. It's like this.
I saw that.
You're like, wait, what did you say? I'm sure it's similar. Like you're the first time your like fiance calls you a fiance or like your wife or something, and you're like, what was that? Like,
Yeah.
tell me more.
Yeah,
Totally.
But it is
that.
like such a good feeling when you guys have that like mutual thing of like, oh, we're like now at the point of like being best friends, and it feels really good.
I feel like we need another term for best friend because it like makes it sound like there's only one, like you can only choose one.
Did you listen
it's
to
like-
Monica and Dax's debate on this?
Oh, what was it? What did
Oh,
they
was it recent? Because
about?
Yeah, it's from a fact check like last
No.
week. They were debating. She's like, we got into a debate again. Like, does best friend, does the term mean you only have one singular best friend, or can it apply to multiple people, like a status rather than one
like the
person?
tiers.
That's a good. I think it is a status. To me, it's always been
It
a
definitely
status,
is a
and it's
status.
not a singular person.
Yeah.
Because I don't really
But,
believe
like-
that there's like a singular person.
And
for
I've always had friendships of 3, so it's really never been a singular person. Like, it's always been 2 people, at least.
Yeah.
So maybe
Well,
that's
MySpace
different.
conditioned me in my generation to like pick a number one. Like
That
you
is
have to have
literally
a favorite.
horrible.
That is.
I
really
know.
bad. I'm glad that I never got on MySpace. I was like only in the Facebook era.
Like, imagine that now on TikTok. Like, that would cause
that
so
would
many
cause
issues.
so many things.
Well, as mature adults now, like I would just opt out of that option. Like
Yeah,
I
me
wouldn't
too.
be ranking.
Was that
my
allowed?
friends.
Could you do that on MySpace? You didn't have to.
No, I mean you could be like, this doesn't mean anything, but everybody knew that it did. You had to have your friends in an order.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Eventually, you were able to do like a top 16 or a top 4 or a top 1. So if you wanted to get really
Oh my
passive aggressive,
goodness.
you could just like have one person and get rid
And
of
then
everyone
people would
else.
like
Or
move people down. Like, you get in a fight, and it's like, oh, they moved me down.
oh yeah, all the time.
That's horrible. Like, that's so
Yeah.
crazy.
I know.
I do think one thing that I thought was interesting is that like, and I think it's very true, is how like conflict avoidant most friendships are. Like most friendships, like you're not trying to like bring up every single thing that bothers you every time, versus like in romantic relationships, like usually you're bringing something, like if something bothers you, at least if you've been together for a period of time, like you're bringing it up and you're like, why the fuck did you say that? Or like, I'm really mad that you did this or whatever. And it's kind of like a normal thing. And
Mhm.
I would almost argue that like in friendships, you kind of are more committed to your friends in a way where you're like, I am here for you, like no matter what kind of thing, and like I want to commit to you and like working through it. Versus I think in like romantic relationships, like you have to be together for a certain period of time or like find your person where you actually give a shit about like working through stuff like over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know like some of my friends, when they've like even dating someone for 6 months or like 4 months or something, they're like not at that point where they give a shit if they like, you know, work through something, or like they've had the same argument like 10 times and they're like, I just don't fucking care anymore. Like if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But in a friendship, I would argue that like I want to make our friend, like I've invested so much time, or like I have a connection with you that like I want to work through it. but I think that we don't actively like share that stuff to even, you know, kind of work through it together like that.
Yeah, but like even with a romantic relationship, even if you were just seeing someone for like 6 weeks, let's say, you wouldn't just ghost them, right? Like,
Right. I mean, hopefully not, but yeah.
but like with friends, a lot of friendships literally just ghost each other. Like my sister's college roommate, my sister went to NAU to like live with this girl who was her best friend, has like literally just ghosted my sister. And my sister has tried to ask like, hey, what happened? Like, or like just try to be like, oh my God, your kids are so cute. I'm so happy for you. She doesn't respond, has no idea why this girl just won't talk to her. But obviously it has to do with not wanting to bring up any conflict, being avoidant. So, but like it's so weird how in a romantic relationship you would never just do that, even if it was just for a short time.
Did she ever say like I am just like kind of pulling away or like anything like that? It's just full.
No.
That's so true. That it's so weird though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
why don't we just bring up more? I mean, it's obviously uncomfortable, but I think that one thing I know that I do sometimes is like with friends is I'm like, why is this actually bothering me? Like, am I actually annoyed about this because of a real reason, or is it my own bullshit that is like causing me to be annoyed by this and there's like no actual like reason behind it? Because in those circumstances, I don't bring something up because I'm like, this is my own bullshit. Like, I can deal with this on my own. Like, I don't need to share this like tidbit of information with them.
Exactly.
So sometimes I like let something like go, or like not let something go, but just like I don't bring it up because I'm like, it's not even worth having the conversation. But,
yeah. I feel like being in like a relationship has helped me with the communication aspect to then apply it to other friendships. Cause like I'm always preaching that, or like when we give advice, I'm always like, just communicate, just talk to the person. But like that really is sometimes not always the answer. And like in this article, it said like that can really be a downfall a lot of the time.
Because that your friends are like avoidant. Like they're like, oh, you're gonna bring this up and try to cause conflict. Fuck that. Like I don't want to be friends with you. But then is that even a friendship that's worth maintaining anyways?
But then like Brittany said, like a lot of times in a relationship, it's like a lot of the times it can be my own thing where it's like, oh, I really shouldn't be bringing this up because it's more something that I need to deal with and
that's
really
so
not
true.
a problem like
but I do
them
bring it up.
Where it's like pick your
I'm
battles.
like, I'm not feeling reassured today. Like, why don't you?
Exactly.
Own, like bullshit insecurity of me just not feeling good.
Yeah, so then like I try to think like apply that to the friendship. Like last week I was having friendship issues. I don't know how to make this vague. I'll try to make it as vague as possible. And
who is it?
You guys. What if it was? I just talked.
I have these two friends that
we talk a lot. We have a group message.
We talk weekly on Tuesdays. No. But I like didn't know. I was like, should I say something in this instance or should it be something that I just let pass? So I like slept on it. And then the next day I was like, no, I think I should say something because I'm like still thinking about it and it's still like in my head. So I'm going to say it. And I did. And then I was like talking to my mom about it and she was giving me advice. And it was kind of a situation where you can be like, oh, well, you did this and I did this and blah, blah, blah. Like I'm like this. And I caught myself being like, well, I wouldn't do that in a fight with Cameron. Like, I would never be like, well, I'm blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not good to do. And I found myself like wanting to do that in the friendship conversation. And I was like, wait, like, I need to fight and like have conflict in still like a healthy way, the same way that I would like try to approach it with Cameron, I guess.
Yeah.
But it went, in that circumstance, I think it went well. And I was glad that I did say something.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I don't know. Sometimes you shouldn't.
That is a really good point, though, because I think you and Cam have developed really, really good communication around like your things that like you disagree on or like issues that get brought up, and you guys have had a lot of practice with it over time. So that's a great thing to like kind of try and take into your friendship conversations too.
Yeah, and it's the same with friends. If you each have triggers and stuff too, and if they're your best friend, you probably know theirs, like, and they know yours.
That's true.
I've really had to come to terms with like realizing that that friends are not meant to be everything for you. And like when you have these expectations on a friend that you want them to like really put a lot of effort into your friendship and like doing things for you. Sometimes that's not what that friend is for. Sometimes that friend is just really fun to go out and party with. And you have a great time hanging out with her when you're together, but you can't expect her to be, you know, your support system all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's how I'm able to maintain friendships and not just like cut people off and start hating them, because I just put them in a different box. Like, okay, you're my party friend. I'm not going to get mad at you because you didn't wish me happy birthday before I woke up on the morning of my birthday or something, you know, like.
It is so hard. The birthday thing is so real.
I know. Or like, yeah, I mean, I feel like they talked about this on World's First Podcast about like wishing people happy birthday, or maybe it was a different podcast I was listening to.
Oh, I think they were talking about like
such a big
the
thing.
Stories or like the
on
photo
Instagram.
Posts. Yeah.
And like whether or not that makes your friendship strong if you like post on your story for their birthday, which is so silly. But that's like, if you have that expectation, like my best friend posts about me on her story publicly for my birthday.
Yeah.
And then didn't this year. It's like, what happened?
I also think that there's like people that like that more than other people. So like, I feel like if someone generally, it would make their day if I did that. Like, I'll do it. But I generally like just, that's not really my thing. So then I have like,
I have all these old pictures and I just can't wait till it's someone's birthday so that I can like share my picture with them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've started
I look really good in that and I need to like resurface.
Yeah.
I've started to like send them the photos instead of posting it a lot of the time. Like I still go through all the old photos and stuff, but then I just like text it to them.
Yeah.
But
like,
I'm
remember this?
Yeah. But that's, I don't know, that's not like a public.
I almost like that better because then you can like, I feel I don't talk back and forth a lot in Instagram DMs with people. So like it's nice to like be able to have a little conversation reminiscing in a text message.
Yeah.
I agree.
I got that from Cameron's family actually, because every birthday everyone sends pictures of that person in like the whole family group chat, and it's really
that's cute.
Like, yeah,
my mom needs to start doing that because she posts the most horrible fucking pictures of us for our birthdays.
She does not have the best.
That's such a mom thing.
Like when she posted for Lexi's birthday last month, I was like, you can't even tell that it's Lexi's birthday in this post. First of all, like she's barely in half of the pictures.
Her face is like over here.
Yeah, so and it's like I was like, it looks like it's my birthday, not Lexi's birthday, because she posted a lot of New Orleans pictures, and so like Lexi's just like a little head in the background, and like
that is so.
And like
funny.
You know, her candids, she's like, I just took this random picture of Lexi. It's like a terrible picture. She's like, you look so cute. Like, no, I don't, Mom.
That is probably the mom thing. Like they see us and they do think we look so cute.
Yeah.
I do think it's good though to kind of build that. Like after reading this, I'm kind of like, it would be great to build a little bit more, not like confrontation, but just like sharing like how you're feeling about certain things.
Yeah.
Because I think that there's some conversations that like there's shit that happened in high school where like I would love to just like get closure on something from like a friend in high school. I'm like, why the fuck were you such a bitch? Like,
yeah,
that was like so uncalled for. It was so unnecessary. Like you were being horrible. And then we like have never talked about it, but I guarantee like they don't even remember. Or if they do remember, it's like not that big of a deal to them because like it wasn't them, you know?
That's what I was going to say. A lot of the time it's like you have fully different memories of the exact same situation. And it's like, what?
And my friends will sometimes like when we were all together, like they brought up certain things and I was like, I do not recall like any of that. Like I don't remember. Yeah. So it's like there's so many things where I'm like, okay, like that could have been different. I don't know.
That's the thing. Like when you're young and you're doing shitty things, you genuinely don't realize that you're being shitty. Like in high school when you're like offending your friends because you're doing something. Yeah. But you literally don't know. You don't realize it.
Yeah. I think back to like, I feel like it was almost another like high school sort of situation was like when I was working in my old company and we were like all in the office together. And it was like, sometimes it was just kind of like the cattiness of being in an office and like we would get too close, we would like do too many things together, and it would be like we were working together, we were carpooling together, we were like out on the weekend all weekend together and stuff, and it's like, okay, we might have spent a little bit too much time together. But I think there's like sometimes where there's like a vibe curated with certain people. Like if you have like certain people together, that like it's gonna go a certain way, and like adding another person into the mix sometimes like messes up that vibe. And I think that's like, there's two parts to me where I'm kind of like, why do you need that to be a certain way? Like you don't need to curate that, like make sure people feel included. And other times where I'm just like being selfish and I'm like, oh, I want this certain vibe tonight, like I don't want to talk about whatever other bullshit that they're going to talk about or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something like as I've grown up, like I'm much more like inclusive versus like before I had a habit of like being exclusive to kind of like fit the thing that I wanted.
Yeah, I was definitely like that in middle school and like early high school.
Yeah.
But it is weird because it would get called out. Like, definitely there was girls, like, how you're saying, like, you didn't know if you were hurting people. But, like, I think probably people told me that I was hurting them. But, like, I was just very naive, immature.
I think more in terms of, like, the friendships that just, like, slowly stop. Like,
Yeah.
fizzle out. Like, there's probably things that people are annoyed of or didn't want to keep up with the relationship because of, and you don't realize it.
Yeah, which is what this article, like, the main takeaway, too, is that, like, officially closing it off and, like, not leaving things so open the air can make you happier and, like, not be thinking about it as much. And I'm sure it's, like, a breakup with a boy or in a relationship of, like, that's, like, when you can start to move on and, like, actually let it go versus, like, if you're constantly thinking about this friend and, like, oh, my God, like, maybe they're going to message me or, like, maybe we'll be friends again. It probably just messes with your head a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the quotes from this that I thought was interesting is like, people tend to show more signs of physical stress when waiting for an unpredictable shock than a predictable one. And so it was kind of talking in terms of like, if your friend's pulling away or like if they are seeming kind of mad at you or excluding you and you don't really have any sort of concrete reason. I thought it was kind of crazy that it's like literally showing you like physical stress symptoms versus if you just like have something more like spot on. So that's another reason why I think it's probably better if like I'm more straight up about certain things versus like pulling away or providing distance when I like don't, when I'm just trying to sort my own shit out.
Yeah, so you think you'd rather be told by a friend?
Yeah, and I think
why
just as
they
a
don't want to keep hanging out.
Yeah, but also just like as a courtesy to my friends, like if I'm going through something or like I don't know, if it's actually something that's about them, then I would rather like tell them than kind of let it kind of be unpredictable or like.
The thing though is it's kind of also like when you're on the side of starting to feel it kind of drift. Like my two best friends from kindergarten that were like, we were locked in like sleepovers every night. It did start to drift and stuff, and it was confusing in my own head because it wasn't just like, I don't want to be friends anymore. Like I didn't feel that way. But at the same time, I had these other relationships that were growing that I felt like related to me more and were interested in the things I like and I was having fun with and whatnot. But I was still like, but I don't want to like stop being friends with you. Like, I love you so much. You're like my family. But it drifts like, so it's hard to explain to them what you mean and everything. And like now it's just at a point where like you still love them. I love them so much and I hope that they're doing well and I like want to hear when they have babies and get married and everything. It's like exciting. But like you just don't have that like friendship. But I don't know if you like go back and say something.
Well, I think I am thinking about this more in like current friendships versus like addressing things that have like it's been like 5 years, like I'm thinking like if I don't know. One thing that I was just thinking about though, like in COVID, I was going through it with like just not seeing people. Like I was so depressed and just not with it and not myself. And I like really pulled away from like so many of my friends without like any sort of explanation. And I realized like after like reconnecting with a lot of them that they just didn't know that what I was going through. And so they thought it was like you know, a them thing or like our friendship thing when it had nothing to do with them. And so in those circumstances, I think like for me, since my like typical thing when I'm going through it is to pull away, like I don't talk to anybody, then I need to be like more active in saying that to people.
Definitely. I think, yeah, I'd try to make that clear. Or like sometimes I'll even just be like, sorry, I'm in a hole today. Like I will return tomorrow.
How do you guys feel about the trend of cutting off your toxic friends?
That was interesting, like how it was saying like maybe that is the more straightforward, like maybe that's why cutting off toxic people is kind of trendy.
Yeah.
Like where they're actually like calling it out.
I just think it's interesting that like our culture today is so quick to just cut people off because we don't agree with them or they do something that makes us feel bad or something. That, you know, the word toxic has been really popular since like COVID era. Even people just cutting off family members, which I kind of feel like is a little strong and maybe leading to so many people being lonely because we're not allowing other people to be human beings and like mess up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a repetitive thing. Like if someone makes one or two mistakes over several years, then like I would forgive them definitely. But if like they're constantly just being a bad friend 24/7, then I would just be like, why? Like there's no reason to do this to myself, sort of thing.
Yeah. I think it is important to like actually have a good definition of toxic versus like I think so many people have become narcissistic. I'm like there's a lot of people that maybe have some narcissistic trends, but they're not narcissists. Or like it's just become such an overused word and you're like classifying anybody that you don't like as a narcissist. And you're like, okay, let's calm down and save this for like real narcissists. But I think that's something with the toxic culture. It's like, okay, what is actually toxic about this? Or is it just like you guys are not the right fit for as friends or something, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know, because like also with friends, you don't have to be friends. Like if you don't get along and it's not serving you, if you're not serving each other, then yeah, move on. It's the same with relationships, like romantic relationships. Obviously, you're not going to stay with someone that makes you feel bad. But
yeah, it's really hard. It's like the same circumstance of you're your worst self in front of the people that you're closest to.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, with Cameron or with my best friends, like that's when I'll be more bitchy or if I'm grumpy or whatever, and then I won't feel the need to like turn it on. So if like that was just them on occasion, then like I feel like that's just loving the person for who they are. What did it said a word for that in the article?
What?
Oh,
Like accepting somebody just like for who they are unconditionally.
Is that just unconditional love?
I mean, yes, but it was like something positive reinforcement.
unconditional positive regard.
Yeah, that. Yeah, so that does make sense. Like you constantly, even if they show you a negative something, you're still thinking them in a positive regard. Like just that one negative doesn't completely take away your image of them.
There is another study though that says I think it's like for every one negative thing, there has to be like 10 positive things to like reinforce, like, you know, to kind of overcome it. That's what it is, yeah. But
It's always Jewel.
but that's probably like if you've had like a longer friendship, you probably have all of those positive things to like overcome that one negative thing with that friend. So like even if they're showing something like not great, it's probably because you're okay with it because they have so many other positive things.
Versus new friendships. You
They're
see things
not.
like, oh, I don't like that. Ooh, I don't like that.
The article also said we replace about half of our friends every 7 years.
Oh.
I think that probably lines up with like schooling. Like it's probably like middle school and high school.
I think it's like phases of your life.
Yeah, that's what, like every 7 years kind of is like a new phase.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally see that.
Yeah, that's maybe true.
I think the biggest change is like 3 to 5 years after school, after college.
Yeah. Well, then also like once you have kids,
Yeah.
That's true.
I
That's
feel like
another
you
big
make
one.
a lot of,
Yeah.
Once you enter the retirement community. I'm just kidding.
No, that will be so exciting. I'm
Yeah.
like really pumped for
This
that.
won't be
Actually.
exciting.
Well, not really, but when my swimming grandma was in a nursing home, we would literally like go visit her, and like there was
Your
a
swimming
salon.
grandma?
That's what we called her. And she had a swimming pool. I don't know.
You really only loved her for one reason.
And you know, both
Yeah,
my
if
grandmas
Brooks
had
called
swimming
my mom
pools.
something like that,
What?
if Brooks called my mom something like that,
Well,
the swimming grandma.
It was actually a joke. Like my mom was freaking out about that because my brother and sister, they called their other grandma Duck Grandma because she had ducks. and then another one was just Crazy Grandma.
Crazy grandma, mean grandma, nice grandma,
Yeah.
funny grandma.
So we don't want that. What was I saying?
Oh, retirement community.
Oh, there was a salon and a little golf course and like the restaurant, and I was like 12 years old, and I was like, wow, I can't wait to be in here one day.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
I feel like there are some of those really great communities, so it could be kind of fun. But you don't want your other friends to be there.
Yeah, well, there's that one in Florida where it's like a whole like neighborhoods and neighborhoods, and they have like multiple restaurants and like
That's where I would want to be.
everything.
Did they do a Flightless Bird episode of that or something? Yeah,
What's a
that was
flightless
cool.
bird?
It was one of armchair expert. Well, it's a New Zealanders are their state bird is the kiwi, and it's a flightless bird. But Dax had a podcast with this kiwi.
David
Farrier, and he would explain the differences between like America and New Zealand and stuff.
That's funny.
Like each episode was a different topic. So one was on this retirement community because that's very American.
Yeah, I guess other people just have their parents come live with them. I will not be doing that. My dad, I'm really glad. My dad was like, you do not need to take care of me. Like, you could put me in like a retirement community type thing. And like,
my dad is always like, ship me off to Florida and never talk to me. And we're like, no.
I'll ship you off to Florida, but we'll still chat.
Yeah, I'll still visit your beach house.
I'm glad my dad has a younger wife.
Yeah. How much younger?
I feel like 9 or 10 years younger.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Should we read some of people's stories?
Yeah.
Okay, these are from people who wrote into the cut, I think.
Yeah.
I spent months planning my BFF's wedding, throwing both the shower and the bachelorette, and taking a week off of work. I spent $5,000 total, over 10% of my income, and then I watched their dogs for a week while they were on their honeymoon. The day after the wedding at the brunch, they had these table arrangements and everyone was given one. And then when I went to get mine and her parents stopped me, they said that they were out of ones to give and the remainder would be going with them. When they returned from their honeymoon, they brought me a $10 purse from the beach peddler and then included a biggest thank you, including a picture of me raging drunk in the wedding album permanent collection for kicks. That was 20 years ago. The couple is divorced and I stopped talking to her permanently, maybe 4 years after that. I was really people-pleasing and boundaryless, but it both turned me off having to my own wedding and being in anyone else's.
Oh, so that person didn't even have their own wedding?
That's kind of sad.
Sounds like a little bit like she has a lot of her own shit, but
that's like one of those situations where they're like, oh, this person, we're out of thank you gifts, and this person won't care if I don't give them one type of thing. You know, like you take advantage of the nicest person.
Yeah.
Which is so shitty.
I literally did that to Victoria at my bachelorette. We were short one nail thing, and I was like, okay, you don't get one because she's like, you're my best friend.
Yeah, see?
But it is funny because it is the person that you care about most in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Should we read any responses to them?
Oh, okay.
Couldn't agree more. A friend asked me to be a bridesmaid, and I said no, citing financial reasons. While that was part of the truth, I was hoping to shift gears so this friendship could be more casual because she was really volatile and, to put it mildly, had anger issues. Instead, she offered to pay for all my expenses and kept insisting that she wanted me to be in her wedding. Finally, I told her that while I appreciated the offer, I didn't want to be a bridesmaid because her temper made me uncomfortable. She never spoke to me again. I could have called her and tried to make up, but honestly, it felt like I dodged a bullet. This is that situation where the conflict or like trying to find a resolution doesn't actually work.
Yeah, wait, that's so hard
But also, that kind of seems like it was a blessing in disguise sort of thing, where it's like, okay, yeah, you tried sharing that like the anger issues were a lot for you to deal with, and then
she got angry.
She got defensive and was like, "Fuck you." So
yeah, that's crazy. So I wouldn't want to be friends with that person anyways. No. So,
but I also think that takes a lot of maturity and time, because if I was like 19 or something and that happened, I'd be like devastated. You know?
That is crazy though, because in your head you're like, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want them to know that I'm upset about their anger issue. Like, I'm just going to keep saying it's financial reasons, like, because you don't want to hurt their feelings or make them angry, probably.
Yeah. It's awful that we do these things to ourselves. My childhood BFF, whom I've known since I was 10, got a ring on her finger at age 34, and it was all downhill from there. I was in the middle of a pretty deep but being managed depression after a breakup and job loss. Our lives couldn't have been more opposite then. And there were times I had to keep her at an arm's length because I knew I couldn't be a good friend. At the same time, she didn't have any self-awareness and took this backing off as me not caring about her or her fiance. I was very open with her about this, but the world revolved around her, and she was not accepting of this reality. Among other fun experiences, I found out that I wasn't in the wedding party only when her sister copied me into an email chain to plan her bachelorette party. I confronted my friend on this, and her reasoning was I had been job searching at the time, and she didn't want to put me in an uncomfortable financial position. No justification for not having a conversation about this like an adult, by the way. But hey, at least she was being considerate. I almost didn't go to the wedding and even had the excuse since Amtrak messed up that weekend, but sucked it up. It was truly awful. I was not given a +1 nor a heads up that I wouldn't before the invites went out. Was relegated to a table in the corner with her mom's friends from our hometown and had to watch friends I knew had been awful to her over the years be her bridesmaids. Clearly there were underlying issues that got amplified. Literally every single wedding I've ever been a part of outside of this one has been fun and enjoyable, but that's still no excuse to treat people who you love despite your flaws and have been in your life for so long cruelly.
I think there needs to be studies done on why weddings break apart friendships, like why it seems like it's such a thing of like when people get married that it causes issues.
I feel like it's because there's like so many expectations, like from the bride and
then like, probably too, maybe your friends have expectations, but like I'm thinking about my own self, like none of my friends communicated their expectations of my wedding, probably because you don't do that like to somebody else's wedding, but maybe in their heads they were thinking certain things or whatever. But maybe it also has to do with like back in the day we'd have more of our communities and everything, so it's like, oh, people had husbands and whatnot, but like they go to work and then like you're hanging out with all the girls and watching your kids all together and whatnot, where we don't have that anymore, and it's more like I'm going off with my husband and then like I don't see you as much.
You know what's funny is Paige has been asking me about my expectations for her wedding.
What? Like, what do you mean?
Like, what?
And she's like, well, she was saying like she doesn't want to do certain things. She doesn't want to waste a bunch of money buying like, you know, matching bags for the bachelorette party and like, you know, just wasteful like things. She doesn't want to make it a big deal or anything. And she's like, but I don't know if what you guys are expecting, like, are you expecting to do that kind of stuff? Do you want that kind of stuff? Like, I'm like, girl, I want to do what you want to do. Like, I don't care. I just want to be your bridesmaid and that's it.
I do think social media has really made that a crazy thing. Like, you used to just go on a trip and now it's like, oh, if I didn't get whatever, it's like, this was a shitty trip.
It wasn't even a trip. It was just like a night out back in the day. Like, now it's crazy that it's a trip in general.
Yeah. You need a fucking Cricut machine for a bachelorette party to customize everything. Everyone needs their own hat with their name on it that says like,
I love
maid of honor. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And that does, like, it is fun. And it's like for my 10th birthday, I had matching shirts for everyone. And like, that's so fun to do. So maybe it is like that opportunity to kind of be like kids again and like have these slumber party vibes.
But yeah, it is fun. It's like throwing a party. You there's waste going into it when you want everything to be perfect, but
Yeah.
Paige
That's
doesn't
crazy,
want
though.
that, and I don't care. So
That's good though. Did you feel
Are you gonna
like
be her maid of honor?
yeah, I don't know if she'll like do the whole. See, she might like not ask me.
yeah.
It
You
might
should
just
be
be
like, I want a
assumed.
proposal.
Yeah, send me something cute.
Get on your knee.
Yeah,
Send me a box of cool shit.
Yeah.
You'll definitely go somewhere for her bachelorette though, since she loves to travel.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
Miss
she doesn't
Remy
live here,
Ashton.
so
Literally her bachelorette and wedding, like she bought so much shit for her bridesmaids, like juicy couture tracksuits, so much
Who?
makeup, full luggage kits. Remy,
Oh, of course.
Mrs. Remy Ashton. Now, necklaces, diamond earrings, like literally so much shit. It's so crazy.
Well,
Which
it's a different
a lot
tax
of it,
bracket.
and
Yeah.
a lot of it the brands
There's this
gave her
one
for free.
influencer, April Buckles. She like loves to bring her friends along for the ride and everything. I think she spent like $72,000 on a trip for all of her friends to Mexico.
Holy shit.
Like separate
Holy
from her
shit.
wedding. It was just like, I want to bring my friends along for the ride. And covered all of their hotel, like covered the villa, covered the chefs, covered the activities, covered flights, like all the things. And I was like,
sick.
that's like so fun that she can do that.
Yeah, that would be so cool. That's insane.
I could be
I just
misquoting
saw the
number of
cutest
them.
video of like these girls who went on a friendship honeymoon because they've been friends for 25 years. So they went to
Oh man,
Paris.
I'm gonna do
to
that. I
celebrate.
love that idea.
Cute.
That's really cute.
I recently lost a 30-year friendship and still have no words or reason to describe what happened.
30?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I was ghosted from one day to the next. It hurts more than any breakup. It was a divorce with no explanation. This is a very relevant article, but nothing, not even therapy, can get you through losing what you always felt was a real soulmate.
That's crazy.
That's so sad.
I do not like that.
And you have to wonder like what changed. Like
Yeah.
that's why it needs to have a clear, definite like cutoff because like she's just gonna be thinking forever about it.
Yeah, especially when it's like the situation where you continue to reach out and they just don't reply.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I just
that's
think it's
fucked
so
up. I hate
hard
that.
though. From the other side of it, like, what if there's nothing like that really happened? But also, like, what if it's like really hurtful to be like, you're just not fun anymore? Like, I just don't have a good time with
After
you.
That's what I
30
mean. Like, what if
years?
it's hurt? Even though you have anger issues, thing like, like maybe they don't want to hear that, and it's just like hurtful to them.
I don't know.
I feel like after 30 years, I would want to know that
Oh
reason.
yeah.
For sure.
Like, if it's because I have anger issues, then I would want in that situation to hear that.
Yeah, and you've been friends 30 years. Like, you should be able to straight up say anything that you're feeling about them. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of so I have that friendship situation of like that. I just drifted apart with a friend from college, and she like reached out maybe a year-ish ago and like to kind of talk about things and like get closure. And it mostly was a situation of just like I just don't have time to have like the committed talking every day friendship, but like I'd love to check in often, more like a low maintenance friendship sort of thing, and like
Mhm.
nothing about her specifically. But like we had that conversation, and then she actually texted me like last week and like wanted to talk again about it, and I texted her and
Mhm.
told her I'll text you next week because it was like when I was out of town and stuff, but I
Mhm.
haven't texted her again because I'm just kind of like, what is there to say?
Like you guys, like she
Yeah.
wants to talk about what happened with your friendship.
I think probably, but I don't
So
know.
after
'cause I
reading
haven't
this
reached out
article,
yet.
do you have any different thing that
Maybe
you
I
would
need
do?
to be more clear cut, I guess, rather than leaving it open.
Well, do you want to like invest in the friendship, or you just like want to catch up when it works for you?
Yeah, more of that.
Does she want to text you every day or something? Like,
I'm not sure. I think that was like the vibe initially, but it was just really like we were only friends in person for like a year. So we didn't have that strong of a base. And then I moved away.
Mhm.
So then just kind of moving, like I just obviously haven't seen her and talked to her really.
Yeah, that's interesting. I want you to talk to her and figure out what she's expecting because
Yeah, I think I'll do that probably.
that's
Just like,
I want to know. I'm nosy.
One of my
yeah,
guy friends at work did that to me, and it was like the most devastating thing. Like we would talk like every day
He
and
probably
like
had a
call each
crush on
other.
you.
No,
that could
we
be.
like both had our own.
He was in
like,
love with you.
No, he was. He had his amazing long term girlfriend. But we would just
Doesn't
like
mean he
vent
can't be in love
and
with
talk
you.
about what?
Doesn't mean he wasn't in love with you.
It was not. It was very platonic and neutral. But like we were just chit chatting. Like he would like vent about stuff, and I would vent about stuff. And then when I told him I was quitting, I was like, oh, I like want to still like catch up and talk and stuff. And then it was just kind of like this slow like nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like I still want to hear about all the like shit that's going on in the company. Like it's not like there was not like any sort of reason where he like couldn't talk about that stuff anymore, you know? It's still like we would still be venting about the same things.
Did he stop responding to you? Like, did you text him?
Yeah, I think it was like a sort of texting thing, or like, hey, like let's catch up. Do you have time this week? Or I'd like call him and he'd be like, oh, I'm doing something or whatever. And then it just kind of, and I was like, whatever. I just don't care to like.
Maybe his girlfriend was like, oh, if you're no longer working with her, then like you don't need to be friends.
Maybe.
I was thinking that too.
It is sounding like he maybe was in love with you.
No, it was, but
Or his
like it was like
girlfriend was just
anybody
insecure.
else. No, it
Yeah,
was like
or
literally like any
insecure.
other like work friendship where you're just like, I need to bitch about this, and like you're the one who understands it the most, kind of thing.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm betting it was the girlfriend if I had to guess.
Yeah. Like, why are you still texting her? Why is she still trying to talk to you? She doesn't even work there anymore.
Yeah, like what are you even talking about? You don't work together. That's probably what I would do, honestly.
Yeah.
But it does suck though, because it was like I thought we were really good friends, and then I thought we would like still be friends after.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that does suck. I feel that way about like boys from college that like we work together. It's like you think maybe you're more friends than you are. I think in guy friendships a lot of the time. Probably those are the 50% who'd be like, no, we're not friends.
Oh my god, you're so fucking right. I'm like, yeah, we're best friends, and they're like, who are you?
Yeah,
I'm
they're like, I'm friends with Cameron. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like guy friendships are kind of like easier to keep up at times, because like I'll just go like a few months without talking to them, and then we like catch up on the phone, and it's like, I don't know, there's not the same type of commitment.
I have never had a friendship with a guy that was not in love with me.
I've had a lot of really good neutral guy friends.
That's nice.
And I appreciate it.
That is good. I feel like I only Will basically is like my only guy friend that was always platonic, but it would be like I'd always set him up with whatever best girlfriend I had. Like he's dated like 3 of my best friends throughout the years.
I do think it was probably helpful,
nice.
like with some of the like one of the friendships was like my ex-boyfriend's roommate, and so I feel like that was always kind of like
continue then probably.
What?
Like that probably couldn't continue after you.
Yeah, it did. We were like best friends still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you go over to their house?
I put more effort into the overall friendship, I feel like, than my ex-boyfriend did.
Probably. Would you go over to the house after?
No, but we would go out all the time. And like he would come over to my apartment and stuff.
Oh, okay. That makes it better. Was his friend mad at him that he was still friends with you?
I don't think so. I think we like kind of became friends at the same time. And so it was kind of natural that we would like all be friends. Not all be friends after we broke up, but like just be friends. I guess I didn't really like talk about the breakup. Like I was kind of like over it and moved on. Yeah. And so it'd probably be weird if I was like trying to like cry in his shoulder and be like, I hate it.
Well, that happens a lot of times though. Like if someone dies, that the girl or both ways, like that they end up marrying their best friend.
Yeah,
like the person who dies best friend. That's very common, actually.
It does happen commonly.
Maybe not very common, but
you hear about it.
Yeah.
It's happened more than one time, more than two times too.
More than one time.
More than 2 times.
Okay, I'll read the next one. But what if you think you've got that unconditional positive regard kind of friendship when to her you are a peripheral friend at best? I can't stop thinking about this one ex-friend who was so close, I thought. We did holidays together, shared everything. Our kids were best friends too. I even gave her brother a car. It was an old one. Don't get me wrong. I could have used it as a trade-in. I just thought we were like family. I helped her and her husband as job references and would have bent over backwards to do whatever I could to help them. But then she moved away. I mean, like 15 minutes away, as opposed to being in my neighborhood, not that far. And it seemed like she had some mental struggles and got off social media, and I never saw her, but at least we could still text sometimes. I tried to be supportive still. I just thought she needed space for her health. But then I noticed her husband dropped me from his social media, and she didn't answer any of my messages. It was clear they were done with me. We must have mismatched in feeling. I realized in retrospect how one-sided it was. I was of no real importance to her, I guess, and yet I still miss her sometimes and wonder what happened. That's so sad.
I hate those. I hate those stories.
I really think that's like the shittiest type of situation where you're kind of just like removed for no reason. But I do think there's quite a few friendships where like there has just been time and space, and there doesn't really need to be a conversation about the time and space that there's been. And you're just like, hey, I miss you, and I'm showing you that I'm putting the effort into the friendship. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Like, I think if your friend, like if your college friend or whatever was just like good about following up with you and like not trying to, but like just being like, send you a voice message like, hey, like, what's up? Like, I saw that you got this awesome brand deal. Like, you're doing a podcast. Like, that's so cool. Like, how did you get into it? Like, I'd love to know more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you'd be like down to send her a voice message back. Like, maybe you're not texting every day, but like it would just be kind of picking up where you left off.
Definitely.
Yeah. And if she ever happens to be in Portland, then maybe you guys can like grab lunch or something. It's not
or like you could also build up a friendship enough to be like, hey, like come to Portland, and like you're excited to like see her kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I think sometimes there doesn't need to be like a full on explanation of like the space and time. It can just be like, I'm gonna show you I'm putting in the effort to
for sure
work on this friendship versus
something must have happened because she followed me on my personal Instagram like again, so that means she unfollowed me. Like I think she unfollowed me during the like wedding stuff, because
probably
that is a huge whole thing. Like once you find out like, oh, I'm not invited, then it's like, oh, we're not friends.
Yeah.
Like that probably is a huge thing.
Yeah.
I do feel like that type of way about my wedding, because I'm like, it's gonna be so fucking small. Like my acquaintance, and like it's so small. Like I'm gonna probably have like 7 to 10 people, like 10 friends, and like their plus ones.
You just say that straight. Like it's not about the other people, and like it is just who you want there. And if you want it to be super small, I understand.
Like, it's like almost like I can only have, you know?
Yeah. It's hard because I think like even my friend, well, I'm not going to say who actually, because I don't know if she wants to share these plans, but she was talking about getting just like married at the courthouse with like just her parents or whatever. And I was like so happy and excited about it. But then like you do have just like the twinge of feeling where it's like, oh, like I always pictured that I would be there to like see that. But then you like flip it really quick, like, but I want you to do whatever makes you happy, obviously, and not for you to have a wedding for me to witness. Like, it needs to be fully about you and your wants. But I think it's just people being sad that they don't get what they pictured.
Expectations are resentments waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I do think there does have to be kind of like a mutual effort and reciprocation, like when you are starting like up a friendship again, though, where like you're not taking a super long time to like respond, and you are like showing that you care, and you're not saying, oh my god, I'm so busy, like I'm so sorry I didn't respond for like 3 months, like I'm so busy, like whatever, because it's I think at that point like you are just not putting enough time into it, and you could admit like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't prioritize this kind of thing. But
exactly.
from
That's
my
what I
like
mean,
the last
really.
like even with my sister, for example, like I've just been putting in more effort into like our friendship as sisters, and like I can just see like both of us are just like I'm picking up the phone more and just like calling her. And at first it was like I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking to you about, but then it's like now we have great conversations and like die laughing on the phone, you know? But that's something where like from Jules' conversation, that was one of the things I picked out was like what are the friendships that you like love and want to nurture, and like just fucking do it and stop like waiting around for any sort of like invitation to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I also think some of the easiest friendships to rekindle are the ones that are like the people who are most active on social media, like just replying to their shit on stories, like goes a long way of like kind of feeling connected to them.
Yeah, it is really hard with people who don't have it. Like you almost forget.
I know.
And like oh wait, I need to like fully catch them up on my life because they don't know literally anything.
Yeah,
that is kind of crazy how you can forget. Like I recently just saw this girl. She came up on my TikTok For You page that I used to work with. That I was like, she actually designed our logo.
Oh yeah,
but I haven't talked to her for a long time
since she designed our
then,
logo.
Yeah. And then I saw her and I was like, wait, is that her? Like I forgot about her. I love
Did you
her.
follow
Like,
her?
yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
One of my best friends who's also like a super fan of the pod. She listens to like almost every episode. Hi, Katie.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Brittany's best friend.
She like listens to the pod to like keep up with me because she obviously don't post so much on social media. So she's like, oh yeah, I listened to that. Like I can't believe that happened to Maggie, or like that's so awesome for Devon.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
But yeah, I like, and that feels like so. Brittany. It also it feels really special too that she like wants to invest in that too for our friendship.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always like shocked when my friends tell me they listen. I'm like, what? You did?
Yeah,
I know. Weird. It's the best. Like I was thinking, like when you guys were excited to hear about my concert experience, I was just thinking like that's why I love them, is because you guys care to hear what I like, you know, like you want to hear my stories or whatever, or like what I'm obsessed with. Cause like, I feel like my sisters and my mom are just like they don't care that much. They'll listen because they love me, but like, they're not actually interested. So yeah.
I feel like that is hard though in our friendship, because a lot of the time it is like, oh, we gotta wait till Tuesday. And it's like, okay, well, I want to like talk to you about it now and like know the information now. And I
not allowed.
Yeah, it's like I don't ever want you or Brittany or whatever the circumstance is to like think that we don't care like in the moment, because it's like we need to wait till Tuesday.
Yeah,
I feel like
don't ever feel that way.
Done more of that where we like are waiting for the podcast, but that's sometimes where like I forget certain things unless I've like written it down that week. So
for sure, it is more
like you're so busy.
Right?
What?
I said because you're so busy, and Maggie said we need to do more updates.
No, I said it's when we take longer breaks.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, should we read a few from the friends who did the dumping?
Oh, yes. I didn't even see that section.
Oh, I didn't either.
I'll read the first one. Ooh. My adult bestie became a Trumper, and that was that. We tried hanging out a few times post his election, but she could not talk about her political views. It's sad because we got each other through a lot of tough times, but ultimately we don't have anything in common anymore. We didn't have a blowout fight or anything. We just didn't respect each other's worldviews.
That's sad.
Yeah. That sucks. Like the Trumper friend obviously got so obsessed with politics because she can't stop talking about it. Like,
I'm like, if you're clearly not like aligned on a political stance, like just don't fucking talk about it. Like unless you like, I don't know. I just don't really see a purpose behind it. Like there's no reason to have a like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. There's just so much like nuance to it and people's different feelings. And I know like from my brother, a lot of times it can feel like even if you just know somebody that voted for Trump, it automatically feels like he's like, you hate me as a gay person, like because of that, like you're voting against me specifically. And even if the person is like, no, I believe in gay rights, I want all that, which is usually the case, it's still like feels like an attack. So like a lot of the time, you know, he just doesn't want to like associate with anybody like that, even if you're not talking about
Yeah.
politics in the moment, because you still know the person feels that way. So I think it just
Yeah.
depends like where you're at, and like if
Yeah.
the person is specifically like, you know, feels that way against you as a human. Like I feel like in our situations, people aren't like oppressing white girls very much, so we don't feel
Women, we
women.
could feel the same way that your brother feels.
But I
about
honestly think
Trumpers.
that for the most part, like, people align like with some of the components from a political party, and this is like from a lot of different political candidates of different things, but they don't agree with every single thing. And so I feel like if someone has like made it known that they're like, oh, I'm really supporting like taking away all of women's rights, like obviously I'm probably not gonna be friends with that type of person, but
No.
like if they're like, oh, I voted for like X, Y, and Z things, then like, okay, like that sucks that it also came with these other bullshit things, but you know.
That's kind of what I mean. Like if you know, like in your head, you know that it's affecting women, and you're like, damn, why the fuck would you do that? But they're saying to you, but I love women, I'm a feminist, and I want equal. Then it's like, I don't know, it's confusing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's just not talk politics. I know that you love me and accept me, and we just can't.
Yeah.
In my head, I'll literally just be like, they're stupid and they don't know any better. So I'm
That's
not
what I
going
do
to
as well, honestly,
Yeah.
which is probably bad too. Like I'm just like, okay, they just don't get it. They're just dumb.
But I generally have tried to not think that anymore, because I think that it's not helpful, because
it's not.
It just creates more of a divide where it's like we can't have any sort of conversation in regards to it, versus like, I know that you feel like you're doing something right, and like I have my own beliefs and everything, and I know that you're a good person.
Yeah, you're right.
Even if I don't fucking understand it, like I'm not gonna be like, you're fucking stupid, because I generally think that like they feel like they're doing the right thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that Armchair Expert episode about like the political divide and stuff. I feel like that really helped me to not just clear people off and be like, okay, well, you're just stupid then.
That Shannon woman or whatever. Was it with the
No,
woman?
it was a guy, I think.
Oh, the comedian or something?
No, I don't know. I can find the episode. It was like they were straight up talking about like disagreeing with people in politics and like finding more middle ground, and that a lot of the times it's more in the middle than everyone thinks.
Maybe I'll save this for Patreon, but I think that there's also like way too much on social media that no, I'm not gonna like dive into the specifics of this. But my like general thought though is that there's a lot of like things on social media that are like very clickbaity and ragey on both sides, and that's what gets shared versus like what the fuck it actually says. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and then the algorithm keeps targeting you with those clickbaity headlines and like blurbs and stuff.
But like it's like if you dive into what it actually says in the law, the bill, whatever it's being passed, like there's maybe some truth to what they're saying, but it's also like a clickbaity, rage baity title that like might not have the full truth in it. And so I think for me, I'm like trying to like research those things a little bit more and then form my own independent opinion of them, versus like I saw this clickbaity title and obviously I'm enraged about it, but like that's not the full story. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it is hard to do that. Oh, speaking of, Trisha Paytas had her baby.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god,
Aquaman Moses Paytas Hackman.
Wait, what's his name?
Is Aquaman actually on his birth certificate? Like that's
yes.
I love
the
that
craziest name I've ever heard.
It's always so
Hopefully
funny.
they stay in like LA, and so that's normal over there.
Oh, they will. I can't wait.
I don't
for,
know if
like,
that will ever be normal.
It's just gonna be all fucking weird names. Apple's grown up now. I
could see Aqua, maybe. That sounds girly to me.
A-Man.
What is she actually going to call him?
Aquaman, but they did make his middle name Moses. So, like, if he wants to go by Moses as an adult, then he would be Moses Jr.
What is the other? Doesn't she have two girls?
Malibu Barbie and Elvis.
Elvis is a girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. And
is her name
Malibu
Boo?
Isn't
Does she call her Boo?
Sometimes, mostly just Malibu.
Like Aquaman is horrible.
Yeah, but whatever happens, like you think it's horrible on the day, but like 1 year from now, I guarantee it'll be like so normal. Like now Malibu Barbie is like the cutest name for her and she's so Malibu. Like
I cannot. I mean, we can talk about this in a year from now, but I think Aquaman is
Okay,
never
let's
going to
check it in a
be
year.
correct.
Anyways, that literally was not the point. I was trying to say Tristan did a podcast with Lizzo and it got a bunch of articles and headlines. And my friend literally when she was in town, she was like, did you see that Lizzo like called Trisha fat and was saying that she needs to like exercise and she's literally pregnant? And like I was like, she didn't say that. Like I watched the whole 3-hour podcast. Like she didn't say that at all. Like Lizzo was she was giving her advice for when she's not pregnant, but she kept repeatedly saying like, you have a beautiful body and like you're pregnant right now, like stop caring about your weight and everything. But it was just so crazy because she just saw the headline and fully like thought that was true. And like you don't know really until you dive into the full thing.
On Twitter, they have this AI. If someone tweets something that is a lie like that, underneath it'll be like, this was taken out of context. The author actually said blah, blah, blah. I feel like they need that on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
How amazing.
Yeah.
The Elon's
but
one
like,
weirdo.
how does it know?
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good check mark for him.
Yeah.
Does it just read through the articles like the AI?
Probably like, yeah.
Interesting.
Well, that's what I did with like the great big beautiful whatever.
I put that shit into ChatGPT real quick.
Well, I just read like a summary on CNN and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, the bill.
I
thought you were talking about the Emily Henry book.
No.
Great Big Beautiful Life or whatever.
No, but I was like, wait, why am I not doing this more often? Because I'm like, I'm not going to read a full fucking thing. But I can read like
that's really smart.
Version.
That's a really great use of ChatGPT.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Patreon?
Yeah.
Let us know though if you want more episodes about this, or you guys can send in your own stories
or advice
well.
questions.
Yeah,
that would be fun. Well, make sure you subscribe to our Patreon if you want bonus episodes every single week and a bonus Q&A every single month. And you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch the video version. And we'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.
Bye.